Hello, welcome. My name's Irma, and this is going to be my day one of the Adobe Design Challenge using Adobe XD. And why am I doing this? So before I go into the why, if you haven't heard already, Adobe XD or Adobe Experience Design is a software that you can use for designers specifically, but of course anybody can literally just download it. And essentially it's a tool that allows you to do mockups and prototypes. If you've heard of other tools like Sketch or InVision, essentially what Adobe is trying to do is create competition in the market. So they created Adobe XD, and essentially it's just going to be a separate competitor to these other already existing tools. And what seems to be the goal for Adobe is to really stand out in this market by offering Adobe XD for free. As a part of this, I'll leave a link down below if you want to download the actual Adobe XD tool. They are also running a creative design challenge. So for 8 straight days, you'll receive a new challenge and you'll be able to mock it up, prototype it, and send it over to Adobe and their team to give feedback. What it's supposed to allow you to do is not only get more comfortable with using Adobe XD and hopefully use it as your main tool for prototyping and designing, but also to get people to push themselves when it comes to being creative and creating mockups, especially if you are in the UX UI field. I'm gonna be doing my first day of the design challenge right now. The first one, which I received the email for, was to create a mobile activity tracker dashboard. So just like Nike and Map My Run and all these other apps have kind of like a dashboard where you can see how many steps you took, how long your run was. There's some for sleep trackers. So whatever you want it to be, pretty much just create a dashboard mock-up of that, and that's the first challenge. So what I did, and this is a really terrible sketch, but I just tried to make a tiny little sketch, which is this right here, just showing kind of how I would want to lay it out. And underneath that, the amount of steps taken, calories burned. This is going to be a dog tracking app, I don't know. So I have Barks Had and happiness level. So the owner of the dog can come in, track all of this, see it, and then every day they can kind of input their dog's happiness level for that day. I know, very different from just doing it for a human, but I was like, I like dogs and this would be cool to do for a dog. So let's switch over to my computer and do this design. Once I open it, I can just go ahead and create a new artboard. And there we go. So this is day one of the challenge. This was the mobile fitness tracking dashboard. So I created one single dashboard. And as I said before, this is going to be a dog fitness tracking app. So it's very different from what's out there right now, obviously. Added a burger menu as well as a status bar for the iPhone layout, a pop print to kind of just make it seem like it was for a dog app over a human tracking app, a couple horizontal lines going down, and I put them in a gray color to kind of blend in a little more, turn the opacity down on that. Then we have this circular progress bar, and what this would do is that it would show how many calories you have burnt. I wasn't able to figure out how to add a half a circle to this to kind of make it seem like it was 90% done, then 80% calorie burn, or 70%. So that's something that I would have to add in here. Added a little bit of a shadow in the back, as you can see there, to give it a little bit more depth. I also have the total calories as well as the number of calories. Added a date right here just to give a little bit more info to whoever's viewing this for that day. Then I added a couple different areas down here. So amount of steps taken. So this would be how many steps that dog took for this certain day. The calorie amount, it'll track how many calories that dog burnt for the day. And also anytime the dog barked, it would get tracked in the app as well. Lastly, I wanted to kind of add like an emotional aspect to the app as well. So the owner can go in and not only see how their dog did as far as statistics, but also give it an emotional aspect of how the dog felt overall in health. So I have a how does Barky feel? Barky is the name of the dog in this case. And what would happen is the owner can place Barky's paw onto their phone, and the app would be able to pick up on that dog's emotions and then create this kind of line emotional image that would then get split out into here. This is one that was created for Barky. This is essentially my day one mobile tracking dashboard. A lot of improvements could be made to this for sure. I think removing some of these lines might be good just to clear up some space and make it a little bit more cleaner. And then adding, of course, that daily progress bar on top of this. So thank you for watching. Please stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe. And if you want to sign up for this design challenge as well, link will be down below. All you have to do is enter in your email and your first name. That is all. And stay tuned for day 2.